Okay, guys, good afternoon. Thanks for your patience. I'm going to take this off so people can hear me okay. Everybody good with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick overview of what we know and what we have, and then open up the questions. I realize this is an ongoing investigation, so you'll probably have more questions than we have answers. But it's a sad afternoon. First of all, I want to thank everyone's here. I want to thank Exchurch, Texas, who's great partners that always come up, and our volunteers always come up and help. But yesterday morning, about 9:30 a.m., we received a call of a missing young lady by the name of Maliyah Bass. She was reported missing at 10/6/30 Beach Nut. She's a 2-year-old black African American female. Maliyah's mother indicated she left her for just a few minutes in the apartment complex playground when she disappeared. Upon being notified, we responded. Once we knew we had a missing young lady, a little girl, HPD along with Precinct 5 started looking for her. We also had the help again of Texas EquiSearch that are here on scene, who are always helpful. And overnight we also issued an Amber Alert for her, for a statewide Amber Alert. This morning at about 10:30 a.m. we had a female jogger along the bayou who spotted what she believed to be a body floating in the bayou. She contacted her husband. He confirmed there was a body, and they made a call to 911 at 10:56 a.m. HFD Water Rescue was notified via the 911 system, and at 11:19 HPD Patrol was also notified. HFD Water Rescue arrived on scene at approximately 11:15 a.m. Pulled the body from the bayou that was still in the water, and sadly pronounced her deceased here at the scene. Patrol arrived about 11:19. Was called about 11:19 a.m. and we arrived about 8 minutes later as well. Here's what we need. First of all, I know the question is going to be the family. I've extended my condolences to her great-grandmother and her grandmother, her mother, and the whole family here this afternoon. They've asked, is this her? And based on what we know, based on reported missing children in this city, we believe that although we can't confirm it's her, there's a high probability it will be her. And we don't want to give people false hope. We want them to hold on to a little hope, but we want them to prepare for the worst. And based on the proximity to the reported missing child yesterday, and the proximity to where it occurred, where she came up missing, there's a high probability it is her, which I would just ask the community to please take a moment today and reflect over Maliyah and her family, and just say a prayer for her and lift that family up in prayer. But here's what we need. We need to bring justice to this family. I'm highly confident that foul play is involved in this case. We're highly confident that foul play is involved. And what the family wants now is justice for a 2-year-old that should not be, if it ends up being her. Whatever child this is, we know that high probability that whoever the child is, that it is foul play. So here's what we need. You all know where this bayou is, Houstonians. If you live or have a business by the bayou, go back for the last 24 hours and take an extensive look at any camera you might have in terms of your ring if you're by the bayou, your house security camera, your business security camera, anyone that might have been jogging along the bayou here and upstream. Please, if you saw anything suspicious, if you saw any suspicious vehicles, if you saw any suspicious individuals in the last 24 hours plus, from 9:30 a.m. or even before 9:30 a.m., just anything that's happened along this bayou in the last 24 to 36 hours, just call us right away. Call homicide or call Crime Stoppers, Houston Crime Stoppers, and let us know. We need the public's help. We know that the greatest force multiplier for our city and for any police department, and which is why relationships are so important, is the public itself. please come forward. Houston PD homicide detectives were on the scene. Were working yesterday. They're working here today. The Houston Forensic Science Center is here, and obviously the Harris County folks will be involved with the Science Forensic Center will be involved as well. So with that, the crime scene here is going to be wrapped up here, but the investigation continues. I have called for victim services counselors to be here with the family and actually to follow up the family for any of their emotional and psychological needs that they may have. And we'll also be asking for our chaplains to follow up with the family. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions, and I'll do it. I'll do some Spanish.
Chief, could you tell us kind of the general area of the bayou where she was found? If she was close to shore? And
she was found here in the water, spotted in the water, and taken from the water by HFD.
Was she still wearing the same clothes?
We're not going to talk about anything other than what we've already heard, because keep in mind this is an active investigation. As far as I'm concerned, we're approaching it as a murder investigation, and then we'll see where the evidence takes us from there. So we don't want to jeopardize that. So we won't be discussing anything else in terms of the body and the condition she was found in, the clothing she was wearing, and so on and so forth.
This is a long distance though from the apartment complex where she went.
How long of a distance is it, guys?
Well, I don't know how long it is from here, but this bayou runs within a mile or so of the apartment complex, the same bayou does.
So what homicide detectives are going to be doing now is that they are pulling up the bayou system now. They're going to ask EquiSearch, Texas EquiSearch, am I saying it right, guys? To help us actually conduct additional search for evidence, and then we'll continue our investigation. But they're in the process now of actually pulling up the maps and to look at where she was last reported, and looking to see where she would have started potentially, and then go from there. But again, if you live anywhere between 10-630 and this Beach Nut in this area, and you're anywhere near that bayou and you saw anything, we need to know, and not just the bayou, but any other waterway that may be feeding into this bayou. If there's any little streams or anything else that may feed into the bayou, we want you to check your camera system. What else?
Chief, the mom's boyfriend was out here upset, crying. He said that he didn't think HPD did enough. What would you say to that?
Yeah, we did it what we always do, which is we called our volunteers. We brought in air unit. We brought in dog, and we put out our Amber Alert. You know, it is a sad day when you go over there and you look at a little baby, and so I can just tell you that we would have we'd do anything to have that baby alive. But she's in God's hands now, and now our job is to try our very best to find out what happened, and if there's foul play, which again there's a high probability that was foul play, to identify who's involved and hold them accountable. That little baby needs justice. And her family.
I know it's still early, but any suspects in mind?
No, we don't have any suspects in mind. We don't have any current leads, and that's why we need the public to actually start going over in your mind the last 24, 36 hours as you drove around the bayou. If you have video, again, I think that's key. Don't forget that Dr. House Connect, that was whodunit about a year and a half, 2 years ago. You all remember our heart surgeon was riding his bike in. A video from a resident played a key role, especially when you look at the videos today that are they're very high definition, they're very high quality. That in these home security systems, a video from a home and another video from Metro really played a key role in actually bringing justice and to that family, identifying the suspect. Even though he ended up taking his life, we knew who he was. Anything else?
Chief, is there any possibility, and we just looked at it, it's about 20 miles from that address, but that's by roadway.
Right.
As you said, there's the bayou that runs by it.
Yeah.
Is there any possibility, do you think, that she could have walked down to the bayou, fallen in, and then it took her down here?
I think that's going to be probably not probable. We really believe this is foul play. And so we want people to say, and quite frankly, even if that ends up being the case, you never start off an investigation involving the death of anyone, especially a young child, with we think it was an accident, that she accidentally got into the bayou. I don't believe that. I believe that this is foul play, and we want to catch this person. So when you anywhere that you live near water that goes in, that leads to this bayou system over here, I think it was Brays here.
Brays.
The Brays Bayou. Anybody that lives by water or any type of flood control area that leads to Brays Bayou, please check your cameras. Please check your cameras, whether it's a business or a house. Anything else in English before I go to Spanish?
Who should they call if they got a tip on that, Chief?
What's the number?
713-222-TIPS.
713-222-TIPS, 713-222-TIPS, TIPS, if you have any information. And remember, you're always there's always a potential to get a cash reward.
Chief, did it make you angry what you saw?
Absolutely.
Any words for the person that might be out there? Who might
Oh, we're gonna catch him. We're gonna find him, and we're gonna charge him, and we're gonna get justice for this family that's hurting, and justice for a little child that should be playing today on a Sunday in a playground and not on her way to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. It's very upsetting, but it's important. I think it's important for all of us as a community to come together and stand up for this family and for this child. So let me just say in Spanish, ayer como a las 9:30 AM, la mamá de Maliyah Bass, una niña afroamericana de 2 años, reportó que su niña estaba jugando en el parque en ese apartamento, en el edificio de apartamentos, cuando ella la dejó por unos cuantos minutos y cuando regresó la niña no estaba. Llamaron a la policía de Houston, inmediatamente empezamos a buscar con nuestros colegas en la Constables Precinct 5 y los voluntarios de Texas Eco Search. También usamos helicóptero, usamos los patrulleros, usamos perros y desgraciadamente no encontramos la niña. En el medio de la noche también hicimos un Amber Alert a nivel estatal con la información de la niña que estaba perdida. Esta mañana, como a las 10:30 de la mañana, a las 25 horas, una señora estaba haciendo ejercicio corriendo aquí por el bayou cuando pensó que había visto un cuerpo de un cuerpo en el agua, aquí en el bayou. Inmediatamente llamó a su esposo y su esposo dijo que sí era un cuerpo. Llamaron al 911. A las 10:56 llamaron a los bomberos llegaron aquí a las 11:15, el rescate de agua llegó a las 11:15 y desgraciadamente reportaron que la niña había fallecido. A las 11:19, a las 11:19 los patrulleros de la policía de Houston fueron llamados y a los 8 minutos también llegaron. Le suplicamos al público que si tiene cámara en su casa o en su negocio y está cerca de cualquier agua que va aquí al Brays Bayou, no importa dónde sea, por favor, mire su cámara. Mire a ver si ve algo sospechoso. Si ve algo sospechoso, por favor, llámenos. Mire su cámara, lo que tiene grabado por las últimas 24 a 36 horas. Y por favor, llame al, what's the number?
713-222-TIPS.
713-222-TIPS. Okay? IPS. TIPS. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.